Hey guys, welcome back. I am Samara from coachingconsciouscreators.com, and this is a place where you can come and find immediately actionable tips to create the life that you desire. Welcome back to all my subscribers. Welcome to all my new subscribers, and to those of you who this is your first time visiting my channel, very happy to have you here. Today I'm going to talk about the 3 main reasons from my experience in years and years of successful and unsuccessful manifestations. The 3 top reasons why you're probably not getting what it is that you want. So before I get into that, I want to announce that I've started a Facebook group called Coaching Conscious Creators. And if you're interested in that, please go and check it out. So in that Facebook group, I go live every single day. Right now, we are going through the book, The Magic, which is a life-changing gratitude practice. I've read The Magic before, and it completely pulled me out of a dark night of the soul. So I'm excited to be going through this on that Facebook group. And it's also a place where we'll have weekly manifestation challenges. I'll be sharing things that I may not share here on my YouTube channel. I don't get to post as often as I would like on here. It's just much easier for me to hop on there and go live. So I'll put the link to that below, and if you're interested, please come check us out and share with us. Okay, so the number one reason you're probably not getting what you want to manifest is because you don't have a clear vision. We kind of underestimate the importance of actually knowing what we want. There's a lot of information out there on how to manifest and all these tools and tips and tricks. And like I tell you guys in almost every video, really all those tools are doing is focusing your awareness on something. And focusing awareness is how we bring things into reality. So truly, we're always manifesting. But there's just a lot of information out there on how to manifest, but not how to get clear on what you want. And it's much harder than it seems. And for some of us, it's harder than it is for others. I happen to be one of those people. I went and took aptitude testing, and they told me after I finished the testing, like, you're going to have a hard time deciding what to do with yourself just because your interests are so varied and because of the way that you process information. And that is absolutely true for me. So I feel like a lot of times the biggest hindrance for me is pinpointing what it is that I want. Now, this isn't something to stress about because you can just pick something and focus on it and manifest it just for the sake of realizing the power that you have. And you can always change anything. Like, nothing is ever set in stone, but it's very important to have the ability to at least focus long enough to bring something into your experience and not constantly be shifting, your focus and what you want. So the way that I get really clear, at least on an annual basis, on what I want is through this law of attraction planner that I've been using for the past 3 years. And it takes you through, I just want to show you guys how detailed this thing is. So it takes you through creating a vision and mission statement for the year or for your life, whichever you prefer. And then this is the law of attraction roadmap. These are all kinds of things that help you guide your vibration. So my favorite exercise is listing 50 things that you just want to happen. And then from those 50 things, you can narrow it down. They have like a lifelong goals chart, a 3-month goal chart, and a 1-year goal chart. And you can select 5 goals from this list of 50 for the year. It's harder than you think to write down 50 things that you want to happen. But once you do, it's all out. Sometimes the reason why we don't know what we want is because we keep coming up with new stuff. Like, there's just so many options. And so going through the exercise of writing down 50 things and getting it all out on paper means you can go back and review this list and you haven't forgotten anything. You haven't missed anything. Nothing's going to come back up for you later and you'll be like, oh, I thought I wanted this, but I think I need to focus on that. So this helps you kind of narrow it down. And then beyond that, even before you get to that point, it takes you through a list of questions to get down to like your deepest values and beliefs here. So this is my method for, at least on an annual basis, figuring out what I want. Now, in between that, it can get a little tricky. What I try to do whenever I think about it is use my Create Your Life journal, which is links below, and make lists of things that I want. And when I make those lists of random things that I want, I can choose to visualize as many of them as I please in order to bring them into my life. So my point here is, imagine, you know how in some of those old school magician movies or witch movies or whatever kind of movies, it would just take focus and energy for them to like do the ball of light, or, you know, even in the superhero movies, you know, it takes focus in order to generate enough energy for something to materialize. And so when you're manifesting, you don't give something enough focus and energy, it makes it hard for it to manifest, or you shift your focus so much and you're drawing in so many different things, it can become a little overwhelming. So having a clear idea of what you want, from, you know, whether it's a free cup of coffee, that's a favorite amongst the manifestation community, to, you know, what type of partner you want. Getting very clear on that is the best way to fast track your manifestation. The second reason why you might not be manifesting what you want, I have notes here, is that your habits directly contradict what it is you're trying to manifest. So let's say that you want to, a lot of people want to manifest a relationship, but you never leave your house. I'm not saying you can't manifest a relationship that way, especially with online dating and all these types of things, but it will definitely extend the amount of time that it takes for you to manifest a relationship if you never leave your house. Or let's say that you want to lose weight. I absolutely 100% believe that you can manifest weight loss just by using your mind. I think that you can transform the way you look using your focus and awareness, but most of us have subconscious beliefs around what it takes to lose weight, like what we eat and, you know, whether or not we exercise, and we have to do those things in order to convince ourselves that we are able to create the body that we want. But let's say you want that and you have those subconscious beliefs that you need to work out and eat right to lose weight, but you go to Whataburger every day. I'm raising my hand here. Whataburger is a restaurant local to the South. I think it might only be Texas, but it's like a burger and french fry joint. You go eat fast food every day. I did that. Oh, I would love to look great, but, you know, I have this habit of going to Chick-fil-A 3 times a week. Habits make or break. So part of the reason why I started the Facebook group Coaching Conscious Creators is to create a space for accountability, which is why I'm on there every single day at 5:30 a.m. doing my gratitude practice with you all. And I will tell you that setting that commitment to meet with my Facebook group every morning at 5:30 has transformed all my habits. So I have other goals that I have, like I want to get more fit. I want to go to the gym, and I want to not go to the gym to transform my body, because I don't believe you have to go to the gym to transform your body, and I'll do a whole other video on that. But I feel better when I go to the gym. I feel more energized. My day goes better. I'm more organized. My brain functions a little bit more easily. And so that a goal of mine is to work out every single day. So having this 5:30 commitment to get on camera with my Facebook group means that I have to get up at 5. It means that because I have to get up at 5, I have a little space to meditate, which is another thing I want to do every day. I go to bed in my workout clothes so that when I wake up, all I have to do is wash my face and brush my teeth, and I'm ready to go to the gym. I have everything set up in my room so that that process flows very smoothly, like things are easily accessible. So I've set up my habits, the things that I do on a daily basis without thinking about them, to take me towards how I want to be, the type of person I want to be. So let me see if I can find it. I took some time to write down what my days would look like, what kind of habits I would have if I was the person who had everything that I want to have. And that's a mouthful. So I put a picture of myself, one of my favorite photos of myself, in my Create Your Life journal. And I wrote down all the things that I imagine that someone with the life I'm creating would be doing on a daily basis. And then as I started to write things down, I realized there were other things that I wanted to do on a weekly basis, other things I wanted to do on a monthly basis. And I got all that out in this journal. I went back the next day and I kind of mapped it. I was like, okay, what would it look like realistically if I started to incorporate some of these things that future me has a habit of doing into my daily life right now? And you'll see behind me, I have my whiteboard split out into daily, weekly, and monthly tasks. The thing about this, I know as I'm telling you about it, it seems kind of overwhelming, and it can be, but I make sure that whatever habit I create, I can attach it to something else that I'm already doing. For example, putting my workout clothes on at night before I go to bed. I put pajamas on every night anyway. So instead of going into my pajama drawer, I go into my workout clothes drawer and I put something on that's comfortable to sleep in. I didn't add a new task to my daily list of activities. I just transformed one task into a task with the same motions that encourages me to do something I need to do the next day. So it's very easy to throw on a sports bra and some tights, and in the morning when I go to the gym to throw on a hoodie and just walk out the door. So the habits that we create to line up with who we're trying to become or what we're trying to manifest should be attached to things that we're already doing. So another example is I want to drink a green smoothie every day. So I get hungry every morning and I go downstairs and I prepare something. It's just that instead of grabbing a biscuit, which is going to give me heartburn and make me feel bloated all day, I go downstairs and I prepare my green smoothie. I want to take certain herbal supplements every day and I don't like taking pills. So I make sure that I purchase supplements that either come in capsules that you can break apart and drop into the smoothie, or I buy powder supplements. And if I can throw everything into the smoothie that I'm already in the habit of making, then I get all my supplements for the day and I don't have to feel guilty that I didn't spend 10 minutes, which feels like 10 minutes, grabbing all these bottles and taking each pill and drinking it with water. I don't like drinking the water. So I said all that to say, when you're creating the habits that line up with who you're trying to become and what you're trying to manifest, make them work for you. Make them simple. Know yourself well enough to know what you're actually going to stick to and what you're not. So your list of habits, your list of daily, weekly, monthly activities, whether or not you even have a list, is also dependent upon you. Some people don't need lists. I'm a person who likes lists. You can see I have all these whiteboards everywhere because my memory is kind of not what it should be. But my point is, tailor it. Tailor it so that you actually enjoy it. Tailor it so that it's easy for you. And spend the time really getting in touch with what that looks like. A lot of us beat ourselves up and feel bad that we're not executing on a lot of the habits that we know will lead us closer to what we're trying to achieve. And that only takes us further away from it. Show yourself compassion when you're coming up with your habits. If you don't want to adopt a whole bunch of habits at one time, just take small steps. Change one thing at a time until it's second nature, until you don't have to think about it. And before you know it, you'll be closer to your goal and it won't feel like such a burden. I used to believe that reaching a goal or manifesting something was what I should be focusing on, like the end result. But really, the habits, who I'm being, is what I should focus on. What my days look like. What kind of days would I need to be having in order to move closer to becoming the person who has everything that I want? It's the everyday stuff. So now I'm manifesting the habits that will lead me to my manifestations, lead me to feeling comfortable. If I want to manifest a $2 million home, I need to start developing habits around maintaining a nice home. I know I'm not going to be able to do that physically by myself in a much bigger home. So I start looking into hiring cleaning companies to come in and get used to that dynamic. or I start organizing my home the same way I would if it was a multi-million-dollar home. Those types of little things, so that when the manifestation comes in, you've already got the habits to match that end result. So that's number 2. Your habits contradict what it is you're trying to bring into your life. And the third one is very simple, but also very often overlooked, and that is you still don't think it's possible. And that can take a lot of forms. It can take the form of feeling like you don't deserve something, like you're not worthy, or people like you don't have things like that. It's really an identity issue. And believing that something can't belong to you because of who you are, because of who the president is, or because of, your socioeconomic status, or because of how you were raised, or any number of things. Having a belief that something can't belong to you, or something can't come into your reality because of some other circumstance, is a huge block. And sometimes we don't realize that we have it. So this is an example. You could think that you're unattractive for whatever reason. You might think you're ugly, or too fat, or too skinny, or boobs aren't big enough, whatever. And you could think, okay, somebody who's overweight doesn't attract a provider husband if you're a woman and you're looking for that, a provider husband. If I'm fat, then no provider's gonna want me. And you can have that sitting and not even realize, and you don't even notice you have that belief until you meet someone who is everything that you want. You show up to the date as yourself, and all of a sudden you just feel uncomfortable. You feel out of place. That's the number one indicator that you have a limiting belief. So when I say you still don't think it's possible, that also means, you have a belief around it that makes you believe that it can't come into your reality. And we have to watch out for that. So let's say you're trying to manifest a different job, but every time you go on an interview, you feel underqualified, or you're apologizing for something about yourself, or you're not demanding the salary that you know you're worth, and you just feel uncomfortable moving closer to your goal. A lot of times we manifest sabotaging whatever it is we're trying to bring into our life, because those uncomfortable feelings are really that subconscious belief coming up and us allowing it to come up. So sometimes we have to work on that before we even move towards our goal. And the second thing I mentioned, the habits, can sometimes alleviate that. If you can create the kind of habits that you believe line up with what you're trying to manifest, then sometimes those subconscious limiting beliefs will be eliminated. Now, I say all this to say, as far as number 2 and 3, the habits and believing it's possible, the limiting beliefs, you can still manifest stuff with these blocks in place. If you can focus your awareness on something long enough, you can bring it to you. But there is a such thing as bringing something to you and sabotaging it. Like I said, your beliefs, once you're in the situation, once you're moving closer, can push it back away from you. So I'm not saying that if you don't develop all these amazing habits and you don't remove all these limiting beliefs that you can't manifest, because most of us who have any experience manifesting know that's not true. It's easy to manifest a lot of different things, but you can also manifest those things moving away from you and become frustrated. So back to the dating example, you could say, I want this type of partner, and you keep going on dates with exactly the kind of partner you want, which is, the first step in your manifestation. But every time you show up, you're uncomfortable because of those limiting beliefs, and so you sabotage the date, if that makes any sense. So again, to review, 3 reasons why you're not bringing in what you want. You don't have a clear vision. You don't know what you want. You're not in touch with yourself, and you haven't gotten clear. Number 2, your habits directly contradict what you're manifesting. So you could even manifest something and bring it in, and those habits will push it back away or prevent it from coming in at all. And you don't think that you can have it. You don't think it's possible for it to come into your life. These things can often be overlooked because we find out about the 2-cup method or the 5-5-5 method, and we do all this work, and these things come in and just sabotage all of those efforts. So focus more on getting clear, creating habits that work for you and that are easy for you, and making sure that the way you're being lines up with what you're attracting, and work on any limiting beliefs. Anytime you get close to your manifestation and you just feel uncomfortable, like you don't belong, or like something's just not right, identify whether or not you have some limiting beliefs around the circumstance. So that's all I have for you guys today. Again, click the links below to get access to all the stuff I offer, including the Facebook group. Once you request an invite, I'll accept you. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching.